Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Farm, thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Oh, we back home. Yeah, I'm back. We got some good stuff for you. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's take care of business. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. That's what you're here to do. Let's get it done. I got you. So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here too. Wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you, right thinkers. Know thyself and always to Maya be true. We in lesson number 10. The title is a long one, but I'm going to break it down to the principle of Asar. It says the principle of Asar, the secret wisdom, the soul, and the key to transitioning from what? Physical Thai region to the pet region. Thai meaning earth, pet meaning heaven. On your psycho spiritual journey of what? The tree of life. I'm giving you the information that you can use to do that for yourself. That's the whole purpose of the lesson. So let's get to it. I'm continuing on our study of the Anuian theurgy, tree of life, mysteries of the Neteru. We're learning now about Asar. Today is a new lecture and it's a continuation of the series we call the Anuian theology. Tree of Life, the lecture relates to what? This is the principle of Asar. First, we have a brief review again of where we have been so far. Got a long way to go, but I'm trying to break it down for you. The creation and all of the forces that sustain again and maintain it are related to who? Us. Sorry, I get excited. In the most ancient spiritual tradition in our current human history, Anuian theurgy, these forces, I break them down for you as we go. We now need to, Asar represents number 6, the 5 with elements, earth, wind, fire, all that good stuff. But now we're down to us, the spirit, the soul that's coming to earth in form and had to leave here in what is spirit to go on, what, back to his maker. That's the concept. The religion call it heaven and hell. It's all the concept. We're here. We fallen. We are the fallen. A lot of stuff I could talk about, but this is the lesson. So the idea of fallen angels, we are them. Why? Because if we recognize who we are, we go back home. I got that information coming for you with the body and the spirit. That's this part I got for you here. Yeah, oh yeah, we got this covered. This is gonna be a good lesson. It's about you dying and raising up to the next level if you live here the righteous way. Follow who? Maya or right thinking philosophy, same thing. And these forces are called Neteru. Remember them? And for the English in the new version language, these Neteru can be in a mystical sense loosely translated as God and Goddess. We know them as that, but remember what makes them that, the attributes that makes them a God and Goddess, or also the Neteru. And in a metaphysical sense, cosmic forces. Luke, use the force. Yoda, feel the force. Become the force. So I get excited because, yeah, Been there, done that, and it makes sense. But also what? They have a deeper and a more mysterious function, a deeply philosophical, deeply mystical, and wholly mythological essence for what different people went at different levels of your spiritual evolution. Depending on what level you are in the understanding of Maya, different people at different levels of spiritual evolution need to what? Adhere to what? Different levels of said teachings. Why? Because they are at different levels of spiritual evolution. And those levels of evolution, higher consciousness, will determine what they can understand and assimilate. Again, if you're in first grade, I can't give you high school knowledge. I got to give you first grade knowledge. And you'll progress as you go, the more you get as masonry. I can't give you master degree information. You just enter the apprentice. You have to show me you mastered that level, and I give you some more. Like I said, God don't give you no more you can handle. So as you go, he'll see you can handle more. He'll give you more. He don't put no more than you can handle, all that good stuff. It's all philosophical, trust me. And it makes sense. I ain't saying it's wrong. They just misinterpret, misunderstand it. So it can't work. Like getting a screwdriver thinking some pliers. It won't work. Sorry. This means for what? Example, many people will read this same book, this book, all the way through, and what? Thinking that if they get the more advanced lessons, they can get what? Knowledge and elevate themselves, which is the concept and understanding. But remember, it's the mastery of each level. So as you go, you're taking what? Knowledge with you to raise it higher. And this without, why about this? Elevate themselves. This without studying closely the beginning. The beginning. We start from creation. That's the beginning. In the apprentice, we start the first degree. That's the beginning. Lessons and heeding what? Their words and being able to apply its philosophy. Religion has a philosophy. They call commandments. You follow them, you understand them, you live by them, you can advance and be a good, better person. Why? If you don't rob, steal, cheat, and kill, you're a good person. That's the basics. I have a problem with that. There's a lot of things that we teach at different levels at different times for a reason. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And this is typical what? This is a typical mistake of who? Our modern culture, that I want it now culture, which is usually based on instant gratification. I'm not young. I see it, I understand it. When I was young, I probably was the same way. But we get older and we get wiser so we can understand. Hopefully observe and help them along the way. Don't keep mocking and bad mouthing them. Try to help them. Show them the right way. Tell them what it ain't working. Why? Because you ain't doing what you say, so they're not going to follow you. That's hypocritical. That's why a lot of people don't go to church. Young people see, y'all go to church, come home and wild out, moving on. Well, watch this. If you have an authentic spiritual evolution, if you're having an authentic spiritual evolution, that means you're starting to change within yourself. That's the mystic experience that you will have by what? Doing the right thing. We know that the Kundalini rising. You wake the serpent up inside you by what? Good and righteous, virtuous deeds. Simple. Ain't nobody know. It's all on you. So watch this. The mysticism does not work that way. Why? It requires time. And what else? Dedication. And what else? Purity on what? The part of you, the aspirant. And it also requires an authentic teacher who can explain the teachings, not by just teaching, but showing, explaining, breaking it down, make it real simple for you. So all you got to do is implement it. I'm trying to make it as simple as I can for you. So that's what I do. That's my job. And watch this. Not all can be gained from books unless what? One is already highly evolved. If you have knowledge, then this ain't gonna be hard for you to understand. Why? You ain't starting from the basic. You got to understand already. And watch this, which only applies to perhaps, you ready? 1 out of 1 million people who don't need this information, but they got it. That's not a good odds. So understand that you get a better chance of playing the lottery. So you are advised to what? Follow the instructions from who? Concentrate on each lesson and not progress what? Until, again, I was the dean of instruction. You wasn't getting your fellow craft degree from me if you didn't master your entrepreneur's degree to prove to me that you're worthy of the next degree. That's why I ain't just put no, I'm not, no. Don't work that way. And then my lives, all my guys were studious. Why? I made them adhere to the rules by learning. Simple as that. All right. And you can only progress and won't progress what? Until what? You have thoroughly studied. Thoroughly, we call it sheedy. They call it thoroughly. Study what is wisdom teachings and have what? Confronted and become competent in recognizing and managing it, not controlling each principle discussed in it, but as you go along. What does this mean? In a practical sense, you can now, you can know, not believe, you can know when you are what? Ready to move forward by what? Receiving higher counsel from a more advanced practitioner of said teachings, right thinking philosophy. A priest or priestess, again, who is what? Versed in this path and can answer any question. So now you may gauge when you are gaining understanding from the questions that you ask and answer that you get. If you had to rely on your teacher to answer a question, you're not ready. So you defer to the teacher. Stop giving advice, or if not, until you have it under control, pass it on. Why? You're not ready. That's all. Christian, if you can't answer for who wrote the Bible, how the Bible got it, shut up. Just say, I don't know. That's all. All that saying a whole bunch of mumble jumble, that's a waste of time. Moving on. You don't know. Why? I can tell by what you're saying. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. And you can know what? When you are gaining understanding, if you answer, there you go. If you can answer or partial answer a question before it is asked and before you receive an answer that confirms what you already figured out on your own, as you advance, your internal answers become more what? Complete. And completeness brings what? More closure, more understanding to what? The mental unrest from the quandaries, the worries and anxieties of ordinary life. And completeness brings more, and also about the spiritual journey. When you are doing you, that's where your focus should be, on what you need to do and what you should be doing. And that's what you should be doing. When you do that, guess what comes with that? Blessings and good deeds. Synchronicity, meaning things just doesn't line up for you. Why? Because you walk in the righteous path. That unrighteous path is all jagged. Why? Because there's no order, there's no discipline, there's nothing set forth. You just hopscotch running around, willy-nilly as they call it. But eventually what happened? You get to a point where now you only need what? Your internal answers to be confirmed. And when after a period of time that you put in, you do not have new questions. Why? But only a few of a more advanced, subtler nature that need to be confirmed. Now you have to experience it. There's no more questions. Why? Now you have to experience. When I got the inside information from Ra, it wasn't in words, it was an experience. That's what they call it, the mystical experience. If you do certain things, you're going to have that cause and effect. Moving on. And when this occurs, now you are ready for what? The next level. Again, there's levels to this shit, like my man tell you. And you ready for the next level of what? Teaching. Not that you know, you ready to be taught some more stuff. Now, when does a person reach a level to be what? On their own, if necessary. When you, initiate, reaches a certain point where what? You can consistently intuit what? Answers directly without the need of your spiritual master. You can answer for me. For why? Because you learned your lessons and now you know for yourself. If you got to defer to me, you're not ready. That should tell you right there. They just explain it to you. I'm going to put it my way, but it says it better right there. Simple and plain. Okay. Now, a guide, and when the egoistic tendencies of you, the individual of your mind, are no longer in control of your personality. Right there, right there. That's the goal that all right thinkers want to get to, where now you're in control of your actions. Your ego no longer walk you down this road causing what fetters that you causing yourself by what letting the ego lead you there. Now your conscious, your higher self would become your guide. It's only going to lead you the right way. Trust me on that one. The ego, guide, the guide, you always want to follow the guide. The ego is you. You ain't perfect. The guide is. Moving on. That's why you listen to your higher self, not that guy down there. He want fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do it. Let's go. Yeah. That's in us. That's normal. Just got to corral it. Just got to control it. Don't let it be how you act. That's all. Savage. That's instinctively. That's beastly. Male and female don't make a difference. All this butt shaking and gyrating. That's the lowest nature we can have. That's body exercise. Okay, y'all just and please, what's with I guess butt ain't part of ain't private no more. Everybody just butt out, just ass out, just walk around ass out. That's what I see. I'm tired of looking at y'all asses, personally. I'm just getting old, I guess, because really, really. So that's all I can say about that. I'm not impressed with your butt and twerking. Moving on. That ain't the lesson. This is about becoming wiser, and I'm trying to prove that by not acting like a fool. Probably my, acting out on my egoistic, no, my personal emotions on how I feel about things that I think is wrong. So I just address it in a respectful manner. That's what I'm trying to do. But if you have control over your lower nature, and watch this, and your moods of the mind does not cause your personality to what? Lose sight, focus on what? Logic and philosophy, righteousness of the teachings, and it cannot break the connection to what? Your internal peace. You reach the level, again, blissed out. Internal peace is bliss, devotion to God, goddess. We about to worship a goddess in the commanding chief position. We have no experience. We don't even know what that's like. But everybody got their own feelings about that. A lot of it's just ignorance. I'm getting past that. But even if your personality is under stress, most of us are, sick, excuse me, otherwise indisposed of what? Suffering or exposed to pleasurable conditions, then this person is going to obtain enlightenment and there will be no turning back. He or she is now ready to be his or her own person if necessary on their own. Why? They know thyself. My lesson that I'm giving is geared for you to have that knowledge of self. That's it. These are just in between lessons. I call it, filler, okay, fluff, but it's serve a purpose. Hopefully you get the understanding. Let me wrap this up. We just discussed in previous lectures how if these principles are what? Mastered, again, it's all about self-mastery. And one can conceivably what? Master the entire creation of their said world. I was told, you live in your own world. Pretty much. Why? Because I fashioned it that way. I got a routine. I got something I do a certain way. I have a philosophy that I live by. So to other people, this guy's weird, strange. Well, that's what he do. Yeah, but everybody got the right to do what they think is best for them. That's all I'm doing. What I think is best for me on my terms. And that is why what? The Netarian right thing philosophy, tradition, and rituals and perpetuations of the divine are performed so as to what? Attain physical, go to gym, psychological, spend time studying, talking, and finally spiritual mastery over these what? Cosmic principles, philosophy. But one of those preparations, perpetuations is what? The practice of, you ready? Shidi. My favorite thing to do. Study, profound study. I put time and energy in. Why I do that? I can teach. I study so I can learn. If I'm going to teach, I have to learn. So I'm a student on my time. When I'm here, I'm the teacher. Why? Because I put time in to do this for you. Moving on, let me wrap this up. And practice of Shidi, when daily. This practice of spiritual discipline will allow one to what? Penetrate the mysteries of said life. Your own. Not outside yourself. Your own life. And watch this. a person who masters the cosmic forces, like you in Return of the Jedi, becomes more powerful than what said forces. So therefore, human beings can actually become more powerful than the God and goddesses of nature, the forces. Why? Because they are innately embodied all of the principles already, but have yet what? Personally discovered them due to what? Within themselves, due to what? Ignorance, and unable to manifest through what? Their egoism and loss of memory and clouded intellect, meaning you're ignorant of your higher self, don't know who you are, and you go through life thinking and believing, and you're never going to reach the next level with that mentality and attitude and way of life. They know that. So they give you that. Keep them happy right here. Why? So they can keep coming back. Moving on. Now, where we at? Which have doing these things amplify your third eye because of harboring, you ready? Undue desires of your mind. So instead of being a master of the forces, now what? The forces, which is the ego self, also now controls your personality. When I say egoistic, that's you. That's you as an individual doing you. Simple as that. While the mind of such a person, watch this, operates in the state of ignorance. Those principles governed by ignorance hold and sway over your human psyche. Again, if you're stuck on stupid, they don't mind that. Why? Because you're doing the same thing over and over. Now, if you, that human being, psychic, were to what? Become enlightened, aka purified, and were to be rendered more subtle and lucid, meaning becoming enlightened, becoming having knowledge, again, then the knowledge of self, the empowerment of the self would be attained, can be obtained by that person by what? Enlightening themselves, aka knowing themselves. Power is not in knowledge. The power is using said knowledge for yourself to what? Better yourself, to know thyself. That's the lesson for now. I got to go. But in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and me 100, minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you passed away. I'm still in the tree of life. I'll be back with more.